Long before ecology became a common word in our vocabulary and concern about protecting the environment piqued the public interest, an idea sprouted in the minds of a prominent stockbroker banker and his wife. The year was 1946. Mr. and Mrs. Alfred G. Kay purchased a parcel of land known as Pine Jog Plantation from the Lake Worth Drainage District, land that was formerly owned by Henry Flagler.
Mrs. Kay, our founder, was a member of the Garden Club of Palm Beach, and they've always considered themselves a very important part of what goes on here, and we've had a really important relationship from the first day Mrs. Kay set us up.
At first, the Kays used the 150 acres of land to grow flowers, fruits, and vegetables, but they also formulated long-term plans for the property that would have a true impact on the future of Palm Beach County.
Before the 60s, Palm Beach County was a very quiet, I would say a sunny seaside kind of place. People went to the beach. There wasn't much industry here at all. It was more a community where tourists came in.
It was also a community where young people needed positive diversions.
She was interested in the young students. She had an idea that if they were interested in nature, they wouldn't be so much juvenile crime and so forth. They'd be thinking about the animals and the plants.
That thought process was spelled out in this 1947 paper written by Mrs. Kay. In increasing numbers, the magazine articles and items in our daily press report a mounting tide of vandalism, generally quite senseless, which is performed by delinquents of all ages. Surely, if an interest in the living world around them could be awakened in our young citizens, they would soon lose interest and incentive in perpetrating further acts of vandalism. The Kays owned an experimental garden near Boynton Beach and had a close relationship with Dr. David Fairchild, the founder of Fairchild Tropical Gardens in Miami.
She was a very, very gracious person. She was very set in her ways. She was very strong-willed and strong-minded about what she wanted and how to get it. And she was a very strong lady and very independent woman.
The Kays envisioned a creative teaching center and outdoor classroom that would draw students and teachers. In 1960, under the stewardship of the Florida Audubon Society, the first phase of the Pine Jog Conservation Education Center was built, as a way of what the Kays called opening windows to the natural world.
I think people who just thought it was too expensive, or that we should sell this property and move it out farther where the acreage would be cheaper. But we thought we should stay once we had it, because people feel this is far enough out to get to anyway, so we don't want to go any farther.
The response to Pine Jog was immediate. Mrs. Kay wrote, "Its amazing success can only be explained by the fact that it must have filled an aching void. In no time, teachers were telephoning to ask when they might bring their children to Pine Jog, and without exception, departing children were asking, 'When may we come back again?' Years, trails were cleared so students could walk through the sanctuary, and 2 main buildings were constructed for classrooms and offices. By the second summer of operation, Florida State University offered teacher credits for courses completed at Pine Jog. As its reputation quickly grew and the students kept coming, Pine Jog's value became immediately apparent to the Palm Beach County School Board, known then as the Board of Public Instruction. Superintendent Howell Watkins wrote to elementary principals on December 15, 1961, that a valuable new service is being offered to the children of Palm Beach County, which will greatly enrich their learning opportunities in science. 1970 was an auspicious year for Pine Jog. Control was transferred from the Florida Audubon Society to Florida Atlantic University, which had been offering courses on the site as early as 1965. Pine Jog also cemented the relationship with the Palm Beach County School District. Over the years, the relationship has evolved into helping teachers learn more about the environment that they can then pass down to students. Pine Jog has also been the recipient of a number of awards over the years. In 1973, it received the Founders Award through the sponsorship of the Palm Beach chapter of the Garden Club of America. Palm Beach County experienced explosive growth in the 1970s, and Pine Jog increased its programs to meet the growing need. Adult education and teacher education programs were expanded, and the Pine Jog staff hosted summer camps so that children could truly immerse themselves in the natural surroundings.
Yo, if all that falls, I'm gonna laugh. It looks like it's about to fall. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's gonna fall.